So my mother never wanted me to be a filmmaker. She wanted me to be a lawyer. And she was never very supportive. And when I did become a filmmaker, despite her objections, she really wanted me to be like a successful filmmaker who made films that made money. She didn't want me to be doing what I was doing, which was making obscure experimental films that are controversial. And she certainly didn't want me to be making films about my personal life and my family and my mother, and has, steadfastly refused to be involved in any of them. And we don't talk about it. We never talk about my filmmaking because she seems to have zero interest in it. And she never watches my films. I think she watched one once and was horrified and decided never to do that again. And a few years ago, she started taking these film classes at the local community college. And part of me was like thrilled because like, oh, great, my mom is going to learn about film history and be able to understand and appreciate my films now. And, we can talk about it. We'll have something to talk about. But also I was like, why isn't she like interested in my work still or asking me questions about, what I do or what I teach? And she started telling me about this film teacher she had who's like so brilliant and so great and knows everything about world cinema. And she would just like gush about this guy and she would gush about these classes. And I'd be like, well, I teach film too. And she was like, not interested. And it was like, why is she talking about this guy who's just a film professor at a community college when her son is kind of a semi-famous filmmaker who also teaches at a prestigious university? I was, jealous and kind of hurt. And then one day she calls me on the phone and says that she told her film teacher that she was my mother and he knew who I was. And he told her, oh, he's a really good filmmaker. And she was so happy that her film teacher had acknowledged me or her through me. And I was so happy that my mother thought that I was a good filmmaker now.